Hi, I'm Venus Sahara and welcome to a new video. I make content about holistic self-love and today I want to talk about my hair. Oh my god, it's getting so long. And I wanted to talk about how I managed to grow it so long. If you look at my videos from last year, the year before, you will see that it has grown so much. And also, 3 years ago, I was going through something called Telogen Effluvium. So that's hair loss, basically. And so to actually see my hair now, which is just full of life and just so long, I'm just so happy. And if you've been going through something like Telogen Effluvium, I hope this brings you hope. How did I get to grow my hair so long? Well, I had Telogen Effluvium in May, June 2021, and I had been in hospital for COVID pneumonia around February, and then around 3 months after, my hair just started falling out in clumps. I was so afraid to brush my hair because my brush would just get full of hair, and it was like, oh my god. And sometimes there would be hairs dangling. Even though I went to pay for something in a shop, there'd be hairs dangling, and I was so ashamed and scared. I was just thinking, am I going bald? What's going on? And the moment I actually made an appointment to go to a dermatologist, it seemed that at that moment, maybe by divine chance or something, but it stopped shedding. So when I went to the dermatologist, which I highly recommend doing if you're going through something like that, by the time I went there, the shedding had stopped. But still my hair was very thin. And but in that time I started doing lots of research about hair growth, especially natural remedies, because I'm really into natural things. So I started to discover things like rosemary essential oil, and I started to mix coconut oil with some rosemary essential oil and massaging it into my scalp and then leaving it for a couple of hours and then washing it out. I went low poo, so I don't use a normal shampoo. I use the most natural shampoo I can find. Something that's locally sourced. There's probably not much point in me sourcing or mentioning the name because it's not going to be available outside Spain. But something that's kind of, SLS, no sulfates, no silicones or anything like that. And what else did I do? I don't use any styling products either. So this is all natural. I've actually brushed my hair today, but no styling products, no hair dryers, and so I just use a very natural shampoo and a leave-in conditioner and let it air dry. So that's it really, and I wash it every 5 days. So today I actually washed it yesterday, and I've brushed it once since then. But the real trick of getting really long hair, so I want to get it longer still. Actually, I'm going for elbow length, so kind of a few months away from that. But my top tip was to stop going to the hairdresser, because I got so sick of going to the hairdresser, telling the hairdresser I'm growing my hair, going in with hair like this and then coming out with hair like this, because I just don't understand how hairdressers, finding a good hairdresser, as most people know, it's someone you're trusting with your hair. And even though there might be a million hairdressers in different hairdressing salons, it's something that everyone's had a bad haircut kind of experience. So when you find one that you trust, you're very it's unlikely that you're going to go to another one because someone understands your hair and they understand what you want. Because sometimes hairdressers do what they think you need and not what you asked for, which is really annoying. But actually, I asked a friend about this who's a hairdresser, and she said that sometimes that they know a lot about hair. Obviously, that's their expertise. And sometimes what you ask for might not be compatible with your hairstyle or the type of hair that you have, etc. But I think for me, they're always saying, "Oh, you got all these split ends, you got to cut it off." And so now I have a friend who is a former hairdresser, and what she does is she actually blow dries my hair straight, and then just trims the minimum. And because obviously my hair's naturally curly, so when it's naturally, it's actually straightened, then she can see how much to trim. And it's not, I don't really have any split ends. It's more about hairs growing at different rates and they need to be tidied up a little bit. So what comes off is very little, and she always kind of shows me before how much she's going to cut off. And I think that's really important when you are trying to grow your hair, or you're doing something that the hairdresser gives you some informed consent at various stages of the haircut. Because sometimes what happened to my previous hairdresser is we started talking, and then the trim just starts getting shorter and shorter, and it was just so annoying for me, because I was like, I've just spent months growing this and now it's all chopped off. And yeah, it was so annoying for me. So I just felt like the growth was just not really happening, where it is happening a lot now. If I look back at pictures of me from a year ago, it was not this long. So, and I've had, I cut my hair every 4 months. So it's going to be cut next week, and I can guarantee you will not see much difference in the length, but maybe the quality or the kind of health of it will be like popping next week, because it will be healthier and more aligned. Also, I'm trying to grow out the layers, because I found that my previous hairdresser was doing some weird layers which didn't kind of go with the rest of my hair. I think that kind of happened because we were talking too much and they got distracted and didn't want to, obviously had so much fun talking to me, they didn't want the haircut to end. So yes, that's how I stopped growing my hair. So I basically stopped going to the hairdresser, started using natural shampoo, and but my advice to anyone is, if they find that then the hairdresser's not doing what they ask for, is to really be more specific in how you ask for what you want. That's something that I would do again. This, for example, if my friend who's cutting my hair, who's the only person I trust with my hair right now, she happened to be away and I needed a haircut, then I would be very, very, very adamant about what I wanted. I'd be very specific about how I explained my desires to someone new if they were cutting my hair, and I would be telling them what to do and making sure they are giving me frequent updates. So yeah, what about you? Are you growing your hair? Do you have any hair growth tips, hairdressing disaster stories? Yeah, let us know in the comments below. And so this is part of my holistic self-love. Definitely hair care is part of that. And it's interesting because years ago, I used to spend so much money on hair care, getting what they called streaks, highlights. I used to straighten my hair, wash it every day, and now I've discovered that less is more. Washing it less styling products. I spend hardly anything on my hair, and it just feels, I love it. I love it so much more right now. Yeah, so self-love and hair is not always about spending a lot. It's just about having the best products and the best care. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and if you are interested in my free life upgrade meditation, check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Mwah.